Hi everybody, I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Wednesday, November 6th. On today's show, we talk with Rose Donnelly, who utilized her employee Christmas gift by paying it forward. We'll also tag along with a group of residents who go bowling every Wednesday, and another group who visited the beautiful destination of Picnic Island. But first, a word for all the green thumbs in our audience. Whether you have a garden or just like talking about gardens, you're invited to the Shell Point Garden Society, meeting today at 11 a.m. in the Woodlands Oak Room. Their special guest is Jim Bremer, president of the Bonsai Society of Southwest Florida, and he'll show you how you can get started on bonsai sculpting. All are welcome at 11 a.m. in the Oak Room. And this afternoon, we hear from local author Robert Maycomber, whose historical novels document the naval history of Southwest Florida, as well as far-flung locales in the Atlantic and Pacific. His latest book, Honors Rendered, focuses on the South Pacific, which was dominated by Germany before World War I. He'll be discussing this book at 2:15 p.m. in the Social Center. And tomorrow, you have a second unique opportunity to benefit from Robert's experience. He is teaching an all-day writing workshop where you'll learn how to plan your project, get organized, write effectively, and connect to your readers. He's offered this workshop all over the world, but never in Southwest Florida until now. Sign up for Robert Maycomber's all-day writing workshop tomorrow, starting at 9:15 a.m. in the Social Center on the island. Now, this season, residents have the once-a-year opportunity to offer a tangible gift to employees. It's called the Employee Christmas Gift, and you have until November 29th to make a monetary donation via the Finance Department or the boxes at either service desk. Now, it's clear that employees are appreciative of the gifts you give them at Christmas time. But what exactly do they use that money for? Some of them buy gifts for their children. Some use it to travel to see family. Others share the wealth with those less fortunate. Today, we talk to Rose Donnelly of Resort Services to learn how she has benefited from the Employee Christmas Gift.
My name is Renee Maxwell, and I live at Harbor Court. And this year I happen to be have the pleasure of being the chairman of the Employees Christmas Fund. And we have been working on this through the year in many different ways. But now we're getting to the very special part. Bring in a lot of good funds for our wonderful employees. And today we're going to meet with one of my good friends, Rose. Rose, how long have you worked here? And tell me some of the things. I know many of the things that you do at Shell Point. I see you everywhere. Tell us about that.
Well, I've been here at Shell Point 7 years, almost 7 years, and I hadn't worked for quite a few years, and I was like really surprised that somebody hired me at my age, to come and, start a career all over again. And I just love it. Coming to work every day is just the best thing for me. It's just being with everybody here, the staff, the residents. It's just an amazing family. And what I do here is I work in the Shell Point Performing Arts, and I handle all the concerts that go on in our village church and our small venue here at the Grand Cypress. And I do the program coordinating for the academy and for the auxiliary, so I maintain records for that, and I do budgets for those things. And I work a lot with residents in these things that I do, and it's really rewarding. I just love it here.
I'm sure it is, and I feel the same way because I feel the closeness so often of all of you employees that work with us, because there is a bond, and we appreciate that as residents too.
We have a good history together, don't we? Besides being at Shell Point, I grew up in Chicago, and that's where you're from also, and you happen to be part of the Sisters Order of the nuns who taught at my high school. And it was really interesting how we met and found that out. We were working on an event in the village church one afternoon, putting pastries together on trays, and we started talking about where we're from and all this, and we discovered that Mother Theodore Guerin High School was a common denominator for us. So ever since that day, it's been it's just a close relationship that we have because of that. And it really makes working at Shell Point really awesome. It really does.
that's one of the main reasons why I said that I would really help on this committee, and it's been a wonderful challenge. I was wondering, we would like to interview you a little bit and wonder what some of the things that you might be thinking about with doing with your little fund.
Well, I can tell you that in the past, I gave it to the St. Jude Hospital for Children because financially I was doing well that year. And the year after, I also gave that money to the Heifer International organization, and I got a letter back from the family that received a calf in the Philippines, who, because of my donation, they were able to get a calf and start learning how to raise their own animals for food, and it was really rewarding to do that. And last year I decided to buy a house, and I took on this big project and it needed work, and so we redid this house, the kitchen and that, and I needed a new stove, so I thought, Christmas bonus is coming. So I went out shopping for my stove even before I actually closed on my house, because I knew the house I was buying. So I went out and found my stove, and I purchased it. I had them hold it for a month until I can move it into my new house, into my kitchen. But that's where I spent my money for last year's bonus. This year's bonus, I do not know yet what I'm going to do with it, but God's going to steer me in that direction, so I'll know at the time when I receive it.
That's wonderful. That sounds very, very good, and I know you'll find a good use for it, as so many of our other employees will. It's such a special time for them to maybe just do something that they haven't done before, or have a little extra cash to be able to touch on something that would mean so much more to someone else, and a lot of our employees do that. I would like to mention to you that you did receive your letters recently, and explains our whole process of everything we've been doing through the year. And I know a lot of our residents are just coming back, so we hope that you will help and help us build up a little fund here that we're trying to raise for our employees. We have over 900 employees, and we're hoping that this year we can match what we gave them last year, which was pretty much near $500 a piece. We hope to be able to do that. And one more little boost I'd like to say is I'd really love to make it 100% in giving. No matter what you can give, it doesn't matter, just so that we could all share in this giving at this very special time. We're going to be collecting our funds certainly through November 29th. And then we're going to be passing out, those on the committee, there are 5 of us, will have the pleasure of passing out checks to all of our employees the following week on December 6th. So we hope that you will help us in this, and remember, this is the one time each year that we really give back to our employees in a very special way, to show them how much we appreciate everything they have done for us and constantly do for us in so many ways throughout this year. Thank you, and God bless.
Today, we're talking about the games people play and the places they go. For example, many residents enjoy virtual bowling on the Wii video game system. But for others, there's nothing like heading to the lanes and hearing those pins fall. Every Wednesday, a group of residents travels to Beach Bowl on the way to Fort Myers Beach. For $10 plus $3 for shoes, you get 3 rounds of bowling and chances at various prizes every week. We tagged along with the bowlers to learn more. Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike here with Shell Point TV, and it's time to go bowling. We're on location at Beach Bowl. It's on San Carlos Boulevard on the way to Fort Myers Beach. And with me is a group that goes bowling every Wednesday afternoon. A group of Shell Point residents, and they're going to tell us why bowling here is so much fun. And so I'm going to start with Don Trask. Don, tell me about how this group got started.
Well, Cosmo started bowling with me about 2.5 months ago, and now we got 7 bowlers bowling today. I grew up in Maryland where we only had duck pins, and duck pins are what you call the little pins with the 3 balls. You use 3 balls. And when I moved to Naples, they had 10 pins, and I lived there 7 years before I started bowling.
I got started where I used to work. I used to work in the bank. After the bank closed, some of the employees, we used to go bowling. So once, as Don said, up in the Northeast, it's either duck pins or candle pins. And I was never used to bowling the big balls like we have down here. So I'm not good at it, but I enjoy doing it.
Now see, everybody says that, oh, I'm no good, but we're about to see how good these guys are. I think they're sandbagging a little bit. We'll see. Barbara, they told me that you're probably going to outroll everybody else. What do you think?
They lie. Al and I belong to a club over in Cape Coral, and that group bowls once a year. We get together and bowl. So it's been 2 years since we've bowled, so we'll see.
Like Barbara said, we haven't bowled in so long, and we were never good bowlers. We had fun though. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing.
It's the only reason why we bowl.
Now let me ask you, if there are people, new people, who have never been bowling in their life, or even this kind of bowling, you will help them, or you would show them kind of what to do? How difficult is it to get started?
It's not difficult. Just have to show them how to hold the ball and where to stand for certain things, and then they can always get the pro here to show them, to help them out a little bit too if they want to.
How fit do you have to be to go bowling?
You don't have to be. We have some ladies and gentlemen here that are much older than me, and they bowl every week, sometimes twice a week they bowl. And the balls come anywhere from 8 pounds all the way up to 16, so I use the lightest ball, and it works out for me. And it's really not that hard.
If people wanted to get involved, when and where would they do it?
They could call either Cosmo or myself. It's on the brochures that were passed out. Or they can come over here between 12:30 and 1 on Wednesdays and sign up. And you really don't have to be a bowler to sign up. It's fun for everybody.
And this isn't a league where there's a competition, and it's just coming out and having fun, right?
Exactly, and you don't have to bowl every week either. If you can make it, fine. If you can't make it, that's okay also.
Plus they give out little prizes for if you make a split, or if a red or a green pin comes up on the number one and you make a strike, you get a little prize for that. So they give you a little incentive to bowl.
For instance, if the number one pin is red and you get a strike, they'll give you 75 cents back.
75 cents, folks. Listen, that's real money. That's enough for a bag of chips at this vending machine here. Listen, Beach Bowl is the place to be on Wednesday afternoons. It starts at 1 o'clock. Just come on down, or call Don or Cosmo, and they can get you set up with how to bowl, even the basics of bowling. They can help you out with that. And we want to fill this place with Shell Point residents. We want people to say, wow, those Shell Point people really know how to bowl. So, from Beach Bowl, this is Jared Pike and our bowling group. We'll see you on the lane. Last month, the Shell Point Photo Club rented out the Suzy Q and took a sunset trip to the spit of land known as Picnic Island. It's just a little sandbar in Pine Island Sound, but it has a lagoon, some woods, and about 1,000 different things you can take pictures of. Here are some of the photos from the Photo Club trip to Picnic Island. Thanks to resident photographers Dottie Morrison, John and Fran Ippenson, George Waters, Jerry Langberg, Les Davidson, and Patty Waters for their beautiful photos from Picnic Island. Now, if these photo expeditions look like fun, well then come learn more about them by visiting the Shell Point Photo Club, who are meeting next Thursday, November 14th at 2:15 p.m. in the Manatee Room on the island. Now, it's time to cover all of Wednesday's happenings from Resort Services. Then stay tuned for your Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in with us today in the Happening segments. My name is Leslie, and this is Bev, and we're here to tell you about the activities for this fabulous Wednesday. At 7:45 is the Men's Bible Study in the Osprey Room. 8:45 is the Resident Council in the Social Room on the island. 9 o'clock we have the Men's Match Play Doubles Tennis in the tennis courts. Also at 9 o'clock is the Watercolor Group with Phil Hilton in the Art Studio. 9:15 is Scrapbooking Group in the Tarpon Room. 10 o'clock we have the Ladies Bible Study in the Osprey Room on the island. 10:15 Health Connections Expectations with Hearing Aids in the Manatee Room. Sign up is required. 10:15 the Model Yacht Sailing Club in the Commons Lake in the Woodlands. 11 o'clock we have the Shell Point Garden Society meeting in the Oak Room. At 11:15 Cats is performing at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. The pickup starts at 11:15 at the island, 11:30 at the Woodlands, and 11:45 at Eagles Preserve, and sign up is required. Lastly, we have at 11:30 for the morning is the Health Connections, Agility and Flexibility, in the Health Club on the island, but it is closed. Now here's Bev to tell you about the afternoon activities.
Thank you, Leslie. 1 o'clock's the time we have chess being played in the library lounge. Also at 1 o'clock we have a Health Connections class, Balance Basics at Assisted Living. That's in the community room at King's Crown. Currently that is full. 1:30 to 3:30, the model train room is open for tours. Do make sure you get down there. There's a lot of interesting facts about Florida and trains in general down in the train room. At 1:45, we have a Health Connections Balance and Mobility Training Level 1. That's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. At 2:30, you'll find Jazz and Stuff in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. 2:45 is the time Healing Journey will be in the chapel at the Village Church. 3 o'clock, there's a Bible study at the community room at King's Crown. At 3 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class, Pilates Stretch in the Health Club. Also at 3 o'clock, we have a Memory Care Group. They'll be in the 3rd floor craft room at King's Crown. Sign up is required for that one. At 4:30, we have Indoor Bocce down in the Health Club. We move to 5:45, where the church choir rehearsal will be going on at the church. And we finish up on Wednesday at 7:15 with prayer and praise at the Village Church. We're sure glad you joined us today, and we'll hope to see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Wednesday, November 6th at 9:30. Experiencing colored pencil painting continues in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. And at 9:45, Introduction to Picasso continues in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. At 1 o'clock, our intermediate bridge class continues in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Also at 1 o'clock, Writing and Illustrating a 32-page picture book continues in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. At 1:45, our flash drive prep school will begin in the Computer Teaching Center on the island, and sign-up is required. At 2:15, Inside the Story, Honors Rendered, will take place in the Social Center on the island. Please sign up at either service desk. Tomorrow, we have our first all-day Writers' Workshop.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is braised beef with baked potatoes and broccoli. The dinner special is the pasta buffet for $8.95, and the soup of the day is tortilla. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Wednesday, enjoy a Cuban sandwich with a cup of soup for $7.25. The dinner special is fried shrimp for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Wednesday are pork schnitzel for $13.95 or snapper for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here to introduce to you a special emphasis that we're having not only at the Village Church, but in fact in the entire Shell Point community. Next week is Heroes Week here at the Shell Point Retirement Community, and as a relative newcomer to Shell Point, I love that theme and that emphasis. We all have heroes. People who have been important to us. They have contributed to our well-being in a variety of ways, materially, emotionally, and even spiritually. And they've often done that in quiet ways, behind the scenes, content to serve in the background. But when we take the time to think about them, we realize what life would be like without them, how our circumstances and sense of well-being would not be anything like it currently is. Recently in the Village Church, we talked about one of Paul's heroes. That's right, Paul, the great hero of the church. He had a hero, I think, and his name was Tychicus. He's mentioned in the closing verses of Ephesians as a beloved brother and faithful minister. And when we walk through the New Testament looking for references to Tychicus, he shows up with some frequency. He's with Paul in the beginning of one of his early missionary journeys, and he stays with Paul through thick and thin over a course of more than a decade or two. He stays with him when life is good, and he stays with him when Paul is in trouble. Paul wrote several of his epistles from prison, including Ephesians, and Tychicus is right there with him. The interesting thing is that there are no recorded words of Tychicus in all of Scripture. He was a quiet hero. And it's not that he never spoke. From time to time, he was called upon to be a messenger for Paul, and I'm sure he spoke on those occasions. But no recorded words are left for us to reflect on. But that's the way it is with many of our heroes. They're quiet, in the background, but contributing significantly to our welfare. You know, one of my heroes from my church in Morgantown, West Virginia, is like that. This woman was well acquainted with suffering. She walked through lengthy illnesses with several family members, faithfully ministering to them, including cancer with her daughter and her husband on 2 almost consecutive periods of time. And yet she clearly trusted in the Lord through it all, and was quick to be an encourager to others, even though she was going through difficult times herself. Her desire was to glorify God, whether times were good or times were tough. And because that was her attitude, she lifted up all who crossed her path. And I marvel at how she walked through those times, and that's why she is one of my heroes. She was like that because of her hero, a hero that I share, in fact, a hero that all Christians share. Our ultimate hero was Jesus Christ. He was the man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising its shame, and in doing so led many sons to glory. He is a hero who did something for us that we could never do for ourselves. He's called in the book of Hebrews the author and perfecter of our faith. And the word author in the Greek is archegos. It's variously translated in various aspects, portions of ancient literature as founder or leader or champion. And yes, it's even translated as hero. I trust that you'll be quick to think of your heroes and honor them during Heroes Week here at Shell Point. A good opportunity to do that is at our Shell Point Community Heroes Service. It will be held here at the Village Church on Wednesday at 7:15 on November 13 during the middle of Heroes Week. And there will be a special opportunity for you to remember those who have been important to you, those who have contributed significantly to your well-being. And we hope to see you there. Whether you are not a regular attender of the Village Church, we hope that you'll come to that Shell Point Community Heroes Service on Wednesday, November 13 at 7:15 p.m. in the Village Church auditorium. Thanks for joining us on Village Church Connections, and we hope to see you there.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we preview the Festival of Heroes, which starts on Monday. We'll also get one last reminder about the Medicare Part D prescription drug plan and how you can sign up. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Wednesday, November 6th. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.